Switch. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Top Clack. On this episode of Top Clack, we'll be talking about fish, we'll be talking about HHKVs, and we'll be talking to a number. Stay tuned on this episode of Top Clack. Intro.
I am a number.
Hello, everyone. I am a man of interest, joined by my wonderful co-host, Quakums, aka Brian. And this week we are joined by 27 of Mech 27, aka Devin. How are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. It's been quite a while since we've had you last on. I don't know, a few months.
Yeah, actually October last year. I think.
Was it that long?
Really?
Was it that long?
Yeah. He
Yeah.
was like one of our first 10 guests, I think.
Was
We
that
were- we were
first
still
or
very new.
second week?
It was October.
I think
wow.
it might have been first week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Huey's really bad at timelines.
I'm really bad at
he's
timelines.
like, we had you on a few weeks ago, I know, but like
Life is a blur.
when you're that much of a degenerate, everything just like flies by.
You know.
So anyways, we have had you on before, but just in case
Yeah.
people either A, didn't watch that episode, or B, it's been a really long time. So could you give us a little bit of an update on who you are and kind of what you're
Alright.
known for around here?
Hi, I'm 27. I used to be known for 3D printing full color keycaps, but that fell through. Took a couple years, or not really a couple, just a year, and now I'm known for the Mech 27 and also Panda Switches, I guess.
To some extent, yeah.
Yeah, I've been active in the community for about 2.5, 3 years now, and lurking for a couple before that. So that's my story.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about the Mech 27 V1 because you did
Oh,
say you were cool
boy.
with talking about it. So
Yep.
it-
Yep.
I've built a few of them and I do love the board, but obviously there's some story behind it and everything. So can you tell us a little bit about how that whole group buy went for you entirely?
All right. So it was pretty smooth up until I received all of the boards, and just all of my inexperience kind of made everything go wrong at once. It was I definitely let too many get ordered. It was only 74, 75, but it still adds up when when they're like all different variants, so like black top, silver bottom, so on and so forth. So a lot of quality control issues there. Then there are the actual factory quality control issues, which, because of the pressure to ship so many out so quickly, I looked over a lot. A lot of stuff got through that shouldn't have, and by the time I noticed a lot of them, it was like far too late. I had no legal recourse to get my money back from the manufacturer. Just a lot of small issues that added up. Personally, I think it went okay. Most of the people who received theirs had no issues, but then there were a very vocal minority that did, and it took me a very long time to resolve that. Due to like chargebacks and stuff, I was at, I think, a negative $1,000 in my PayPal at one point, and I was working just like crappy fast food part-time job, like 20 hours a week, and that took a while to pay off. So that's where I am now.
A little bit of a lesson learned there.
Oh, definitely, and that's why I'm going local now.
Yep, fair enough. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about group buys in general
Yeah.
a bit later, but yeah, vocal minorities can really ruin that. It only really takes like one or two people that just absolutely hammer someone that's running a group buy, and it's just that's all it takes, man. And it's just terrible after that. But anyways, we're a little bit past that now. That's becoming history. Tell us a little bit about the Mech 27 V2, which is your updated design.
All right, well, I actually have it right here. Big silver guy. So basically, it is aesthetically, well, externally, the same as the V1. No longer has an acrylic spacer. I actually don't know if you can see, but I removed the radius here, but the radius is all around the top still, just for a little more sharp of a aesthetic on that. No weight, but it has a nice maple leaf engraved, and it's made locally to me. It's a small shop that started up a year and a half ago, about 10-minute drive from my house. Yeah, they've been fantastic to me so far.
Perhaps the very first Canadian custom in our community.
Yeah. Made in Canada.
I think so. Yeah.
So, a question that I have that I'm sure a lot of people will have: how much does the case weigh?
So just
Unbuilt.
top
as,
and bottom,
as
I
is.
have here. This right here is 1.9 kilograms. Believe that's a little rounded. It's 1,914 or 15 grams. So fairly decent. The V1 in total was just shy of 3 kilograms.
Okay, so just a quick conversion for our people like Huey and I that use Freedom units.
Right.
1.9 kilograms is just a little over 4 pounds. So that's pretty hefty for just being a case without a weight. A question I think a lot of people will have, pretty obvious answer, but maybe we can still touch on a little bit. What made you decide to go without a weight this time, considering that's something that A, was on the V1, and B, is really, really, really popular in the community right now to put in customs?
Well, it's really about cost reduction. So, being local, it's going to cost more. Not that much more, but it will cost more. And I have custom packaging this time with custom foam. If I can... Custom foam.
Very nice, very
Very
nice.
And
nice.
a lot of branding, a lot of very small expenses that I didn't account for in V1, and it all adds up to become a little more expensive, so I have to cut costs wherever I can. So that means getting rid of the weight, getting rid of the acrylic spacer, lowering MOQ actually, so I can handle it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, what kind of MOQ are we looking for here?
So it is a MOQ of 50 and a hard limit of 50.
Okay, so
That's the number.
Yeah.
50, no more, no less. Got it.
Exactly.
I'm actually
Well,
going to post the Geek Hack thread for the interest check in the
yeah.
Twitch chat right now,
Go
just
for
so
it.
people can see. There's a couple more nicer pictures there, and a pretty sexy GIF of that the packaging itself.
Yeah, that's very sexy.
Yeah.
Actually. So Devin
Packaging
actually,
the packaging was designed by Outraged Pudding. I definitely recommend him.
he's designed
Fantastic.
his whole overlay, outrage pudding.
Exactly.
That's why it looks beautiful.
He gets
everyone.
around in the community.
Quality.
He gets around.
So a big question I have now that I heard about the 50 unit thing, was that something just solely decided by you, or is it something you talked to the manufacturer about and they're like, that's kind of, our capacity for a kind of time span you're expecting?
Yeah, well, I actually spoke to them about that. I decided already I'd do less than the previous round. So previous round was 74, 75. I think it ended up being 75 because I bought a couple extras. But I spoke to them, and their capacity is actually very low for a manufacturer. It's 10,000 units a month. And most manufacturers are up at like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of units a month.
Oh, so this is almost like a restriction on the manufacturer's side.
Not really, because it's still 10,000 pieces. That would be 5,000 keyboards.
Okay.
So it's I spoke to them, and it's 5 employees. Like, it's a tiny shop. And they just said that would be fantastic. That's usually what they work with. And yeah. They've been pretty good at accommodating for a lot of small things like that, though.
Right on. So I know you ran the V1 group by pretty much all by yourself.
Yeah.
And did you ever think about running V2 through another vendor or group by runner, just like to have some help with distribution, maybe raise that MOQ and try to get a lower price point?
Well, I not for V2, but I've considered doing not V2, but I guess V2.5 through a vendor. I was actually considering Mass Drop for a while, but then a lot of quality control issues came out of them with like the Rama spinner. Um, and then really just didn't want to do that. Figured no one else would really be able to reach the same MOQ as they would.
Yeah,
So
that's
decided to do it myself.
yeah, fair enough.
That's very fair. Yeah, that's good.
And at 50 units, that should be hopefully something that you can handle on your own. Now that you kind of understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
that
Well,
you've
I
done one now.
now that I'm permanently in Ottawa instead of having a very unstable living condition, I can actually reach out to some local members for help, like the Great Ice Drake and Clapping Cactus.
Awesome.
So, yeah, they both offered their assistance and their vehicles.
Very cool.
Very important.
It turns out getting them to the post office is a pretty big step in the process.
Yeah.
All right, very cool. So, looking at the Geek Hack thread right now, the price is going to be $400 USD plus shipping.
Yes.
That might be a little higher than a lot of people were probably expecting, especially after V1 was cheaper. But
Yeah,
that's...
V1 was 300 plus shipping. It had a lower margin, which contributed to a lot of the issues. It had a $50 margin. This time I have a $100 margin, but that also includes PayPal fees, import fees, and general accidental cost and extras.
Yeah.
So out of it, I probably won't make a ton of profit. Might help launch up the next version, I guess.
Definitely.
Awesome. So, are there any other projects you are currently working on or planning on working on that you can tease besides the Mac 27 TKLs?
Tease.
Well, I've been quietly working on 75%. It really early stages, can't really show anything off about that, but it's coming. There's a few things that I can't talk about, but one thing I can talk about is the Panda Round 2.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let me know more.
So-
Yeah, we'd love to talk about that because I don't actually have a ton of info on that yet.
Yeah, so if the chat doesn't know, Pandas were a project between Zizb and I, Inver, and the goal was to make a premium linear switch from the factory. Sort of fell through, didn't really work out the way we wanted, a lot of inconsistency, but in the last couple of months, people discovered the Panda and have done some pretty crazy switch modding with them. Like, Brian, I believe you actually used your Halos in Panda housings.
Both Brian
So
and I.
good.
It's
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good, man.
Holy pandas, we've called them, and we even had Hata do force graphs for them. It's amazing.
I actually enjoyed my stock pandas. I
did too.
I
Yeah,
used them pretty consistently for a month or two.
I actually type on them now. They're a little bit louder than I usually like, but they generally feel very nice once they're broken in.
Agreed.
So more details about the
Yes,
round 2.
details.
So we're moving away from the linears, but right now we're working on cloning Aristotle stems and Fosen stems, if anyone remembers the Fosen.
Yes.
I do, fortunately.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're moving over from linear to clicky,
Yes.
not tactile.
No.
Interesting.
Yes. I approve. I approve. I approve.
we don't have all the details yet because it's all preliminary still, but like we could offer tactile switches and linear switches still.
Okay. Are you at liberty to say who the manufacturer is?
I'm actually not sure because Zizb is handling that.
Okay, so we won't press
I'm
you on that then.
I'm more of the consult on it and North American guy for it.
Yeah, and I think I think for the round one linear pandas that were already ran, the manufacturer's already out in the open, right? Everyone kind of
Yeah. Oh,
knows
yeah.
what done.
It's B Sun. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yes, so we don't know if we're keeping that manufacturer or moving to a different one yet.
I have no idea right now.
Gotcha.
I believe because of the lube quality control issues, he's going to want to move to another manufacturer though.
Yes, I do recall that being one of the bigger problems.
Oh no, I see someone calling out my scruff in chat.
Uh, is it Megaforce?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's
Who else would it be?
Megaforce.
Big
It's
surprise.
it's been a few days. I'm sorry.
He also called out your poster behind you too.
Oh no.
Don't worry, Devin's not
Hey,
a
how's it
degenerate.
going, guys?
Don't worry, we accept all types on the show here, and obviously degenerates suit us very well.
I mean, Huey's a host, so
Yeah, and I am kind of a closet weeb, not as outwardly degenerate as Huey
kind
perhaps.
of.
Yeah,
Wow.
Let's,
Yeah, we'll
let's
talk.
all meet at AX next year, guys.
That could be a thing. That could be a thing. All right, so we're going to be moving on to the news here in just a few minutes, but first we have a discussion point that we'd like to bring up and talk to you guys about, and obviously this is kind of something we want to see community engagement here, so Twitch chat, feel free to join us on this and offer ideas and such. So today we're going to talk about group buys, and this one's really simple. What makes a successful group buy? And obviously we have Devin here today who has ran a group buy in the past, so he can offer some insight on that. But to all of us and all of chat, what makes a successful group buy?
So I did want to say that this conversation was a bit spurred today because I noticed during this week when I was doing some of the news that there was 2 announcements for 2 group buys that fell through. Coda's JTK Sun Devil and that one coffee set that Brian and I complained had completely shit compatibility. So they both were like, yeah, we are so far from MOQ, even though we still had 2 weeks, we just, bump, bump, bump. And I'm like, well, yeah. And that makes me think, there's kind of a lot of, every now and then, group buys always say, like, we got to cancel because we can't make it. What separates those to the ones that do make it? The ones that, go through, get produced, and end up getting shipped, hopefully without any issues in shipping to people.
I'm going to start off and say, sorry, go ahead.
Oh,
I'll wait.
No, you're good. You already had a coherent thought.
Don't be so Canadian, man. Come on, don't be nice.
No,
you
no,
gotta be
go for it.
aggressive.
It's okay. No.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna say, and actually, Kodo made a post about this. He put it well into thought, and he did say that he regrets the way he advertised it.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks the name could have been different because it actually, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I kind of called it a couple episodes back when we first talked about JTK Sun Devil, and I was like, the main people that want to buy this are going to be the people in that region, because like it's marketed as it's Arizona, like an Arizona sports team or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it wasn't a bad looking set. The set looked good, but because of the advertisement and the novelties, anyone that's not in that Arizona sports mindset is like
kind of already put off.
Subconscious, even if it's on a subconscious level, they're gonna care less about it. Like, I'm from Washington. If I do a Seattle Seahawks key set, there might be a lot of people in Seattle that want it, even if the colorway is like popular. But a lot of people might not really care that much about it because it's like, it's a themed sports key set.
So is this a football team or?
I don't actually know. I don't sports.
I don't sports ball.
I hockey sports. But
you're Canadian. You kind of have to, right?
I'm in Ottawa now too, so I live at my favorite team.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So
one thing he did mention was just how he had wished that he had maybe named it something different and advertised it in such a way as to where it wasn't just that That way, it wouldn't be quite as like a regional thing,
Yeah.
and maybe it could branch out more. So
Yeah. Meeting MOQ is very much about marketing. For sets especially, it has to be something that has widespread appeal. Really, it comes down to if you can present it really well. And that's why renders are really, 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 really useful.
yeah,
The worst key set ever can have a really nice render, and it might meet MOQ. An okay key set can have the best render ever, and it will meet MOQ.
To put everyone in perspective what that really means, think about it. GMK Rainbow was a set that was actually produced and sold. I mean, sure, they're from our partner Z Frontier, and I'm probably gonna get some flack from that later. But like, I hate that set.
It's
I know.
terrible.
I know multiple people in person that bought that key set.
I hate that set.
I didn't even think it looked that bad, honestly. I wouldn't want to use like that's obviously like the flashiest key set in existence, at least by GMK. But it's not that bad. It's just not for us, Huey. It's just not for us.
I guess so. Yeah.
We are not the target consumer for GMK Rainbow, and that's fine. Other people
Who
can be.
who is the target consumer? Is that a niche within a niche?
I
There's
wonder.
so many niches within our niche. When you think
True.
about it.
Very true.
You have a thinking face, Brian. That's dangerous. What are you thinking about?
I don't want to say it on the show.
Okay. Let's go back to making a good group buy successful. I know, in my opinion, one of the things I've always talked to people who've asked me about similar things like this is, in my opinion, communication is a big deal. Even if a week goes by and you hear, and you ask your manufacturer, hey, what's up? And your manufacturer's like, oh, we're just still working. Instead of saying nothing, which for some reason 90% of group buy runners do, if you literally just said in like a 2-minute post, hey, just got an update from the manufacturer this week, they're still working on this part.
Yeah.
People would be so happy, as opposed to like, this person just ghosted for 3 weeks without an update. The hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of like larger businesses that don't have an actual connection to a like relatively small community, it's fine to be like, it's in production, it will be done in 2 to 3 months, and just wait until then. But for a tight-knit community, these people are very, very, very passionate about what they want, and they want it now.
And it's not even, for me, it's not even like the wait. It's more just, I'm spending $300, $400, $500 plus dollars on a product that's being run through someone I don't know in person. I'm just hoping he doesn't run off with my money. Like that.
Brian, I've hugged you.
That's true. That's true. But no, like, when you give someone you don't like really know that kind of money, and
you have a very personal connection.
Yeah,
to the product.
It's not even about the waiting. Like, I'll wait 6 months for more. I'll wait a year for. I don't care. Like,
yeah, you just want to know where it is.
Yeah, I want it done right, and I want that personal connection. Like, I want updates.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if things are going wrong. I just want to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bad information to me for a group buy is still better than no information at all. Because as a participant of a group buy, one of the scariest things ever is just never hearing anything for months and months and months. And that happened in the Weaving group buy, and I was like, well, I'm out. $300 or whatever. Like, okay.
I mean, I'm probably going to cause some friction when I say this, but there's a lot of group buys where like people will ghost for like 2 months, and there's still like a lot of people who are like, oh, this is a trusted person. But I'm like, still, like, if they're a trusted person, like give update. Like, if he's so trusted, give update. It's not like it's like 2 minutes of his day. 2 minutes of his day to give an update.
It doesn't even need to be that long. Yeah, like, it could be shorter than that. Like, just be like, hey, like, haven't heard anything in a while from the manufacturer, or here's the last thing that happened. Like, that's it. You don't need to make a 4-paragraph post. Like, give me 1 sentence of like summary.
Yeah, I want to make sure you're still alive.
People appreciate knowing that you're still around and still working on something, even if you working on it means waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
speaking about the whole trusted members thing, the first group I joined was actually Ivan's Black on Black.
Hey, brave
Ivan
man.
was very trusted with even moderators saying they
He
have
was a
had contact
moderator.
with him. Yeah, yeah, he was. And actually, Imsto, who did the die subbing, actually sent the key sets to Ivan before payment, and then never got payment.
oh, yeah, that's so brutal.
Yeah, yeah, because they worked so much together. Like every single Ivan group buy that was die subs was Imsto.
Yeah, and the problem with the way group buys work in our community on that kind of level is like there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
Like he just gets away with it, and like that's how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really sad, and it really sucks to think about it, but
yeah,
that's just one of the risks that you run when you join group buys in this community, which is why you always got to protect yourself.
And if you want to know more about that, I just posted it.
And then
think about it.
Pudsey actually just brought it up that Imsto is also going AWOL right now.
Oh,
yeah, it's been a thing that's been happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did post a little Top Clack article. It's an article that I wrote back in, I don't know, 2015, something around there. It says the date on it. I just reposted it to Top Clack. But you guys should check it out if you guys want more context on what we're talking about with this whole Ivan situation, because that's an example of a group buy gone totally wrong in every single way possible, which is people did not get what they paid for, and no refund.
Yeah, I just had a little... I just had a lag spike there, so I didn't know what you just said.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. He was just talking about Ivan and the article he just posted in the Twitch chat about it.
So we all agreed. Good communication, very very important for good group buy.
Mm-hmm.
Good advertising and marketing of whatever the product is itself. That's what Brian brought up at the beginning. Anything else? Those are very important things.
Renders, obviously.
Renders.
That's kind of along the same lines as advertising.
Renders or prototypes?
Yes, good ones.
Ideally both.
Yeah, ideally both. Yes, but prototypes definitely above renders if possible. Especially for like keyboard kits like I'm doing. I do terrible renders. Like they are not representative of the final product at all.
So I think another really good point that we need to think about for a good group buy, especially that's coming into light in the community very recently, is logistics. Getting things shipped out to people correctly, getting proper labeling, proper shipping, on-time shipping. Logistics has suddenly become a very, very big deal in the community, and a lot of people I know used to work in logistics, and logistics is one of those things where you will always blame someone else for a logistics error. That's just how it always ends up being. But those are still an error that the group buy runner or vendor or company is responsible for at the end of the day. And that kind of, like, man, I really hate to, like, always do this, but, like, Massdrop has been having a lot of logistics errors very recently. Like, I wish they could improve it. I want them to.
A lot of them.
But they've been having a tremendous amount of logistical errors, from sending someone a $280 package which contained a single switch, to sending people 2 right-hand PCBs, to etc.
Double Godspeed shipments and stuff.
Canceling all of most of China.
The problem with that is that it's a problem of they likely have long-term contracts with this fulfillment center of this warehouse. And they also don't have the best PR and never have had the best PR or support team. Support's it's decent, but not good. And there's a lot of orders that are just canceled when you ask for an update on them.
Yeah, which is really weird when I heard about that. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I'd be really curious to actually dig a little bit deeper into Massdrop and see if all of these issues are in pretty much just their mechanical keyboard section, or if all of this actually leaks out towards, because Massdrop does a lot of things. Keyboard is a very small part of what they do.
So there was actually a I believe it was like portable amp, maybe, but it's like very small scale manufactured. I guess kind of like shit. The amped manufacturer, not the Uh, but Massdrop actually was cutting off the serial numbers because they were gray market. They were being resold by a retailer, and the retailer didn't want the manufacturer of these to know who they were.
Oh wow,
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's shady AF.
It is, and it was like they had I think it was like first 50 orders have a guaranteed serial number under something, and then they updated that because they were cutting off the serial numbers, and the manufacturer said they will not be providing support for any of these because they're
I
gray
remember that
markets.
now. Yeah, I actually do remember
Yeah.
now. So a lot of people, some people try to say, "Oh, that's normal gray market." No, it's shady for the retailer and for that manufacturer. I used to work in middle upper management retail, and like that was a big thing for us with working with manufacturers from everywhere in the U.S., which is
Mhm.
like not to create a gray market, even though it obviously exists, because it kind of screws with a lot of things, and if things go wrong, you're going to be the one taking the heat, not the manufacturer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, ooh, ooh wee, man.
Anyways,
But yeah.
Pudsey in chat is actually right for once. He says this discussion has devolved.
So does he mean
Yep.
the chat one or ours? Because I think both of them are pretty bad.
Both.
Oh yeah, no.
But
we've
let's
definitely gone off the rail a little
let's
bit.
go
Yeah.
back to good group buy, good renders / prototypes, good logistics. What were you doing again? Something else.
Basically, just
Communication.
good marketing, advertisement, and communication.
Yeah, those are just the key
Yeah.
things. Come on, guys.
It
You're running a group buy.
honestly,
you're-
it's you have to treat a group buy as a business. Like you have to provide regular updates. You have to make sure the product is right, and you have to ship it out in a timely manner.
And
Mhm.
now we must do the news.
Bring on the news,
Oh,
Huey.
boy.
On the news, let me just go back to the news doc. Well, I guess we only have very little keycap news this week. Starting off, the interest check for Royal Alpha PBT die sub, also being run by Donut Cat, who is running the GMK version.
Is he in chat? I believe he is.
I believe he is. Yes. But yeah, it's no real renders other than the GMK one, awkwardly.
Yeah.
But it's gonna
Well,
be made in
I mean,
die sub
it's
PBT.
pretty representative of the product. It's not like it has anything to be restricted by the die subbing.
Yeah, I mean the sub legends will be die sub instead of pad printed.
Yeah, that's
Wait, who is this set manufactured by?
Probably EPBT. Who else?
recently came across what appears to be a decent source. So
That's what he said.
EPBT is a pretty well-known source, so come across could mean a new one, or it could just mean a new die subber that uses Gateron / EPBT keycaps.
Yeah, I have nothing at all wrong with Gateron / EPBT caps, but it'd be kind of interesting to see something else.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but I mean, as long as they can do quality equal to or greater than EBBT, because otherwise
Donut Cables
there's no
says
reason.
Everglide, a new manufacturer.
Is that the one that was saying who posted on Mech Market, or someone posted Mech Market stuff on them? I feel like
Perhaps he says they do both production and die subbing. Very cool. Now
think it is.
I'm more interested to see how this turns out. Because
Isn't
it's always-
Everglide like a brand of lubricant?
Yeah,
Probably.
Also,
Yeah.
what
Hey,
Astroglide is.
And I mean like machinery lubricants.
Oh,
Like
well then I don't know.
What's it called? Molygraphene, I believe.
I'm not smart enough for this conversation. Okay.
But it's an early interest check phase. If you're interested, go check it out or check out his GMK version. I don't know.
Yeah, no, really cool to see new manufacturers for stuff like this, which in the
Yes.
past has been a lot more limited in manufacturers.
Yes. Next up is the ever so contentious Mass Drop Keycap
Oh boy.
recap. which is, I guess, very similar to what was run in the past, formerly called Yanbo's Closet, I believe,
Yeah.
where they're just going to
And
be.
also, they I don't know if they still do it anymore, but they used to do something called the Mass Drop Bazaar.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
It was
Yeah.
the same thing. It's like they had back stock of stuff, and they're just like, yeah, here you can buy it, and we'll ship it immediately. Here it is.
I think
Mm.
for the bazaar, it's for like all categories, not just keyboard stuff. While
Yeah,
Yanbo's
so-
Closet was for keyboard stuff, and this
Yeah,
is just
so
going to be
yeah.
for keyboard stuff.
If you'll notice, the URL for it still is Capitoa Keycap Explosion.
Yeah.
I noticed that. Yeah, yeah. And not just keyboard stuff. This is specific to keycap sets.
Yeah.
Judging by the options available, which are GMK 3-run, there's some GMK Carbon, GMK Triumph Adler, Plum, several SA sets, Carbon, Dasher and Dancer, Godspeed. There's Granite, Hannah. I'm not going to list all of them, but there's, those are some of the more popular ones. Lots of pretty popular sets, to be totally honest. So I'm very interested to see how this is going to go, and hopefully they don't have the same shipping issues they had last time.
All right. I'm just gonna say, chat, please get along. Stop arguing.
Uh-oh, what's happening?
They're just
we
being
have
salty.
we have someone trying to stir some stuff up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If Brian has to, Brian will lay the hammer on you.
Yeah, so I have this band hammer. There's actually a sword next to my name, and I'll digitally stab you with it.
We will start with temp bans, but if you guys come back and continue the salts, then I mean he's just gonna stab you harder.
All right, back to the mass drop. I'm pretty interested that Godspeed is in there
Yes.
after
I wonder how many
all of
Godspeed
the issues
sets
with
they
that.
have of Godspeed. Actually, one thing I'm curious about: do you guys think they'll do same group buy price, or do you guys think they will do a retail price?
Definitely retail. Definitely a retail price on that.
Because like I think for a lot of people, that's gonna be like the real like stab in the heart. Like I checked my order and my order was canceled. Now I have the chance to rebuy it with the money they gave me, which is less than how much it costs now. Which is like
Yeah, and I feel really bad for people because exchange rates change. Like exchange rates change a lot. Like the Canadian dollar recently went from, I think it was 82 cents, and then it dropped back down to 78 cents.
Yeah, I saw that.
So
Pretty savage.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's
just
not the 70 cents it was at the start of the year, so I'm happy.
I know Zeal was kind of upset about it somewhat recently too.
Yeah,
yeah.
Understandably so. Yeah. So if you want to check out these keycap sets, which will be selling and shipping soon theoretically, make sure to pay attention to this. Lots of high end key sets in there.
Let the buyer beware of the logistics. That's it for the keycap
Yeah.
news, unfortunately, other than we mentioned
Very
earlier.
little keycap news this week.
Other
So I
than
even
the sets I kind of mentioned earlier that they got canceled, but we kind of discussed those in the what makes a successful group buy topic. So let's go to some keyboard news. Starting off, TX60 and 65 were teased. It was teased in the same thread of the TX 1800 V2. It is
All
the
right.
upcoming TX project. A lot of people like these, especially for that huge area for that weight. If you guys look,
massive.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's not super thick of a weight, but it is still very, very, very wide. So it's a lot of brass on the bottom, which really will draw your eye. I mean, it has a much different kind of effect than having, for example, like my this weight here, where it's thin in the middle and it's compared
Yeah,
to
and
one
it's,
that's a whole big plate.
And
it's not like
if you
my
scroll down a
3-1
little bit,
here.
if you scroll down a little bit in this thread, you'll actually see pictures with the weight, and
Yeah.
it does take up a vast majority of the bottom.
Oh yeah.
So very very cool stuff.
I'm not a fan of the screws being so visible. I think it would be a lot better if he added like little standoffs, not really standoffs, but I guess little pegs that had the tapping in them to go through the case. But then again, that does increase manufacturing costs. It would require a thicker blank for the or a billet, I guess, for the brass.
Because I would rather have the screws come from the other side, so you don't see it on the bottom.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
screw it from the inside. But I mean,
Hmm.
it's still
Also,
really nice in my opinion. I like a weight.
I'm
Like
not
that.
sure if this is correct, but I read somewhere that this is like a actual pre-order instead of being like a solid group buy, so he'll have a lot of extras to stock on his website. I'm not sure if that's correct. Don't quote me on it.
I like the 60 a lot. It looks pretty nice.
I
I tend to like the TX style of aesthetic. I think they do a
I
pretty
do
good
like
job.
them. Are those oh yeah, they're top mount too. So
Yep.
Yes.
that's what I like.
Yep, and it looks like at least on the 60%, it has that left mount USB port, so you can use different PCBs. I know a lot of custom 60s opt for that middle
Hmm.
mount, so it's more obnoxious when you have PCB issues, like Huey has been experiencing with his Duck Viper. So I always like to see that extra compatibility, even if it's not quite as aesthetically pleasing as some people think.
Yeah, yeah.
Worth. Totally worth.
Totally worth that extra compatibility. IMO.
Yeah. Okay, but moving on next is the interesting enough an interest check for the KBD 75 version 2 PCB, which I hate. Why do I hate it?
Uh,
Because they took away the question mark key and the less than key to fit in a dumb, incomplete numpad.
well, I'm trying to open the link and it's not loading.
So
Like,
Oh,
that might be a good
there we
thing, don't
go.
worry.
Yep, it's good now.
what is this? KBD, like, what? What?
Um,
Uh,
honestly, at this point, I'm not sure what that is. Is it? It's a crippled top row, but they have it.
every row is crippled.
Every row is crippled. This is like,
Every row is crippled.
this board is Jimmy from South Park. Okay, that's this board.
Oh wow, what a great audience. Um,
Thank you.
Guys, please. Realistically, though, this is not going to sell.
this is a bad layout, and they
This-
should
this-
feel bad.
Yeah, it doesn't even
This is-
like it's using that it's effectively using the same case design as the 5 degree 60% that they launched pretty recently.
Mhm.
The case looks good. Case looks good. This layout, not so much. I don't think people
Yeah.
will appreciate this quite as much personally.
Actually, looking at the thread, it says our new PCB adds a new layout. So this layout they have in the OP might just be the new option. So if they do have support for like plain 75%, then sure.
Yes, yes,
I like the case.
yes. If it does support the more standard 75% layouts, then we're
Then
in
it's
business
okay.
here.
I mean, it is creating more Swiss cheese in your board, though, if it also supports this as well, which is
Oh
good
yeah.
for people who want to do like a
Um,
PCB mount, or they just don't want to worry about wiggly switches for certain
Yeah.
keys because they'll have
Or-
to
Okay,
expand the
yeah.
cutouts.
Scrolling through the thread a little, there's a small comment. Layout also includes the layout of KBD 75 V1. Just add a few buttons.
Okay, so you
Uh,
do still get that. Okay, so this is fine then.
Mhm.
Adding this option is strange, but it's fine because you can still support
Yeah.
the more stuff. Cool, very good. All
All
right.
right, that explains that.
And not this is an interest check. Not tons more information on this, unfortunately. So we'll have to check back with this when it reaches the group buy phase, if it does.
I feel like this is like surprising. Like KBD fans wrote like, it seems that many people do not care about the number keys. Meaning the numpad.
So here's your 75% with numpad.
Thinking face.
But that's the
Alright.
interest check. If you like this layout, then you should support it. But if you're normal, then just stick with the V1 PCB on whatever revision they're on. Moving on is another interest check. I like this one. This is interesting. This is the Aries HHKB like custom keyboard. Yeah, it's kind of a
Looks-
bit, maybe a bit flashy for the bottom, but
Yeah, I was about to say I like the very clean and flat aesthetic of the front, but
when you turn it
the
over, it's like a
the
different
bottom
beast.
reminds me of the what is it? It's 60% Lambo. That's it, the Lambo.
Yeah,
It
Yeah.
reminds me of that. It's kind of transformery.
I feel the same. The top looks really elegant. The bottom kind of reminds me of like, I don't know, the LZ Iron Man or something. It seems a little over the top. But also at the same time, it's like, especially
Yeah.
these days, we have so many HHKB style customs for MX boards that like it's kind of hard to do a lot of different things to the front and the sides
Yeah.
because we already have things like the Duck Viper and the X60 and
Yeah.
so on and so forth. So
Another thing about the front, you can see the larger radius on it, which I really like those corners.
yeah, the Revo RJ
Um,
is similar to that too, if I
Yeah.
recall. It's very clean, very nice.
Also, looking at the bottom, I can't tell if it mounts flat or if it has like a lip in the front piece so you can lower the bottom in and then screw it in for like a alignment.
Hmm.
There's not many close-up pictures of that.
Yeah, well, it's a two-piece case.
Yeah. I think it might lower in because it does look like there's a little bit of overhang there.
Yeah, so probably just like the X60, you kind of put it in an angle and then drop it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Not too difficult. Lots of specs here though.
8 degrees of
I-
angle, wonderful.
All
There'll
right.
be a
That-
brass
That's
plate
what I like.
option with both a polished and a hairline finish. I'm really excited to see how a brass hairline finish plate would be.
Well, that would just be brushed, wouldn't it?
Yeah, brush. But I
Yeah.
mean, most I think all the ones I've seen these days are just the polished version, which are nice shiny fingerprint magnets.
Yeah,
So,
I've seen polished and sandblasted.
Check out these color options for the case: dark gray, dark purple, red, and white.
Quakums, I believe you mean Drac Gray and Drac Purple.
Yeah,
I was
Drac.
giving him the benefit of the doubt here.
No.
I'm trying to be a nice person, Devin.
It's definitely a typo.
All right, so Drac gray, Drac purple, red, and white. So
Okay,
very peculiar. You don't see like even silver here or black, which are very
No,
very
that's,
common.
That's bread and butter.
Those are like the default. Yeah,
I'm wondering if the white he would mean silver.
it's possible because if it's a white
Because-
anode, then it'll probably
Yeah.
turn out a lighter silver.
In before Cerakote.
yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't
unless it
say.
was the
Hmm.
what is it, the like plasma whatever coating.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, it's not very common at all.
One thing that's, I guess, a lot of people would look forward to about this is the estimated price, no final yet, estimated price of case, plate, weight, and PCB. It should be around $3 to $330 US.
that's not
Yeah.
bad.
That's pretty fair because it has the
Yeah,
PCB as
fair.
well. 300,
I
not horribly bad.
This wait.
as well as that made in China.
Most likely, B-Face
Sure, yeah.
bulk PCB, pro bootmapper client, yay for Ryan and I.
Check
Alright.
this out. Check this out. The anodized aluminum plate options are red and silver. Silver's not even one of the colors offered on the case.
All about that contrast, man. That contrast.
Interesting. Very interesting. Why would you offer a plate color that you can't actually match with your case?
So the thing is, like,
Oh, Pudsey just corrected me on the white anodizing. It's micro arc.
oh yeah, micro arc. That's on the
Oh,
E6.
That's
yeah.
what it is.
That's like on the E6, if it ever happens and arrives to me. Rip. Yeah. Well, I guess people are gonna be sitting pretty until we get more prototype pics and more information. Because I think for a lot of people, what will eventually come down to whether or not they want this, other than how it looks, will be what's the final price gonna be for their options.
That's a really small weight too. I struggle to see that adding
Much.
a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Maybe it's probably more just for the design.
Yeah,
which
for
is-
the aesthetics.
Yeah. What's the MOQ on that?
No info on that yet.
Yep. No Drac MOQs.
Because
No
if it's no Drac MOQ, uh, well, if it's a lower MOQ, they could be. I mean, like sub 100. The 300 to 330 would be perfectly reasonable for that. Depending on how thick the weight is, though, if that goes like basically all the way through, that could definitely add cost. But
Yeah. I don't know. That's good though. I like the board for the most part. Price seems like it's going to be reasonable.
yeah,
I dig that.
Now let's talk about fish. By fish, I mean COD, and by COD, I mean Call of Duty 67 Fish Edition. No, the custom keyboard gray COD 67 custom. I don't know why they use custom twice in the title, but yeah, this is the COD 67. Very very interesting. This case gives me more of the LZ Iron feel on the bottom.
oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Is that USB-C? I can't tell in that picture.
The white is a micro arc oxidation.
I think that might be USB-C.
That is in fact USB-C.
All right.
Center
We in
mounts.
we in the
PCB.
future now, boys.
We in the future.
Yeah, we get in there. This is nice. I like the case overall. One thing I don't care for very much is, at least judging by that plate, it only supports this particular 60% layout with arrow keys and like 1U shift, like offset and stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of that. I really wish and hope there's a more standard
2U
60%
2U
option.
shift is wrong, everyone. 2U shift is wrong. It's either 2.25, 2.75, or 1.75.
Yeah, this I don't really, I don't know. I don't like the way arrow keys look on a 60% either. I think it makes it look way less symmetrical. That's not even that's objective. It's objectively less symmetrical, and to me that kind of sucks.
I'm kind of interested in what PCB they're using because they have the hole in the bottom. They would be for dip switches or a reset button.
Hopefully,
True.
Just, I
It's
don't
also
know.
It's also a middle mount USB.
Yeah, it's center
so
mount.
this is
US
probably going to be a custom. For
has
them.
to be custom mount, center mount USB-C.
Yeah. Oh, well, USB-C definitely a custom one then.
So
Yeah.
we have some color options. The Mu color selection is A, case, titanium gray, which is the anodic oxidation. B, case, white, micro arc oxidation. Clump weight, black, anodic oxidation. Positioning weight, stainless steel, 304.
Yeah, so pretty limited.
Looking at that color of the weight they have there, that might be hard anodizing.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting how they
Mhm.
get that color.
Yeah, only two colors here though: the titanium gray and the white. Which is the micro arc is like, it's like white, but it's like more milk. It's kind of like
Yeah,
really
it's
creamy,
it's an off-white, like an
I'm-
eggshell.
I'm sure he'll have more color options. I mean, the only colors he listed are the ones that are, in these pictures. So this
Yeah.
does come to fruition.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be more colors, but I
Yeah.
guess it's kind of a to be determined thing because this is barely information other than here's a really interesting prototype.
So,
Yeah.
what do you think the COD stands for?
I mean, oh, that's tough.
Based on how he spells and grammars, keyboards of duty.
Yeah. See,
I'm thinking it's because of his GCAC picture. It's Boston Celtics. It's not luck. It's Celtics or die. That's my guess.
oh, interesting. Yeah, possibly.
Maybe he just likes cod. Maybe he just wants some fish and chips.
Yeah. I kind of wish he just like had like a dartboard with a bunch of letters on it, and he was just like, meh, meh, meh.
Done.
COD.
New custom, guys.
67 keys. All right, COD 67. That's how I like to imagine it in my head, at least. Anyways, if you're really into this design, which is pretty cool and unique, definitely make sure to show your support in that interest check thread, and maybe you can help build some interest there.
Okay, we brushed
we're gonna
on this
skip
earlier.
Yeah, we're gonna skip that.
We'll skip
Yes,
it.
well, we talked about it earlier.
No. We need to go back to that.
If you have more things to say on it, Devin, then yes, by all means, let's talk about it.
It is the best board ever. You must enter the raffle for it.
All right, here I'm posting the Geek Hack thread again in the Twitch chat just so everyone can see it. Although we did talk about this earlier, we went over like all the details that are already in the thread too. So I mean,
if you haven't, just check out the GIF of the box. That's the most important part.
If that doesn't sell you on the board,
buy it for the box.
Yeah, this would probably be one of the few boards I'd buy where I just keep the packaging. All right.
On to the Pearl?
Yes, it's launching soon. We had Kuba on 2 episodes, 3. We had him on some time
recently,
ago.
Yes, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yes.
In some kind of existence, he was on. But in 7 days of when he posted it, 6 days from now, on November 1st, it's happening. It's happening. The Pearl. Pricing is finalized. Full kit for $280 with extra costs for extra goodies. The group buy will be running for 1 month from the 1st of November till the 1st of December. Production estimate 2 months. Shipping estimate in February. MOQ 50. QMK will be ported by Jetpack Tuxedo, who is in chat right now. I know a lot of people.
I remember I saw him discussing that in one of the Slacks.
Actually, no, it was in. He was watching that episode where Kuba was on, and Kuba was like, "Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to be easy for people to program." And in chat, I'm pretty sure Jetpack Tuxedo was like, "Hey, let me port that to QMK." And I'm happy.
Yeah, he's like, "Send me one."
Yeah, and I'm happy it's happening. So
yeah,
so, I mean,
and I did briefly talk with Jetpack Tuxedo before the show, and he did mention my initial question was, now that it's ported over to QMK, can you still use both applications on the same PCB? And he's like, yes. So theoretically, you have both Bootmapper client and QMK on this PCB.
Bingo.
Which is awesome, because that needs to be what happens for like all PCBs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't use QMK.
So Scrubs like Huey and I can just, point and click what we want.
I don't use QMK either.
Yeah, exactly.
And then all the geniuses can like, write out all their stuff.
Exactly.
I'm terrible at it.
I don't use QMK.
I've been told,
I support it fully.
I've been told
it's great for the community.
QMK is fantastic and easy to use. Every time I've tried to use it, I'm lost.
Yeah. Yep.
As long as we're not using the programmer for duck keyboards.
We don't
talk about that stuff.
We don't talk about that, all right?
Gosh.
Anyways, yes.
What do you think about the price though? $280.
I think it's okay. So here's something to note though: shipping is free to the U.S., so that's effectively included in that price. That makes it. I think it's a fine price.
Oh yeah, it's a fine price, especially with an MOQ of 50.
Yeah, it's cheaper than a lot of other customs on the market that are larger than that.
I was going to say,
a lot more expensive.
It uses a lot less material.
Yeah, but it's a lot more expensive than like any other 40% on the market.
So,
but it is very nice.
The $280 will include the anodized case, which is the top and bottom parts of the same color, one anodized ore or brass universal Alps cherry plate that supports PCB mount stabilizers, one Pearl PCB which uses USB-C RGB pre-soldered SMD components, gold contacts all pre-soldered, one plastic RGB diffuser, one brass weight, one USB-C to USB-A cable for people like me who aren't in the future, 14 plate screws, 2 weight screws, 4 case screws, 3 white indicator LEDs, which is a nice touch since most customs don't come with any of the indicator LEDs at all. And extras might include a premium sleeve free of charge.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
That'd be really cool. Yeah.
So color options are quite a bit. There is black, blue,
What?
cyan, gray, orange, yellow, pink, green, purple, red, silver, and rose gold. Woof.
Green. When was the last time you saw a custom that had green as an option, guys?
Well,
I
I
have
saw
a
I
boutique
saw a
custom.
Corsair that was re-anodized in green.
I mean, this isn't a custom, but I consider this a boutique board. My MX Mini is camera's over here now, green.
Huey, get that out of here. When was the last time you saw a real board that was offered in green?
A real board.
A high-profile, fully CNC metal custom
TX
in green.
TX's board's in green.
Honestly,
Like
for
everyone in
me,
chat saying.
I've been out of it, so VEA.
VEA came in green, yeah, dark green.
All right, fair enough. There are other options then. Still a really wide array. Yellow. When was the last time you saw
Well, I
yellow
mean,
as an option?
Yellow could also be gold because they do come out pretty similar depending on.
But he has yellow and rose gold as a separate color as well.
Yeah, but rose gold's just pink.
That's true.
But he has pink and rose gold. This guy is coming to the table with all
Pink's
the colors.
magenta then. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. The point being is this is really over the top colors,
lot
which
of
is
options,
which is good generally. That way more people can get what they want. So yeah, lots of color choices. You get a lot of things for the price.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah. I strongly support this.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Devin.
Yeah, Devin, go ahead. You can
It's fine, dude. Just go.
Let's go.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Devin has to use the facilities. And he was so shy to say anything. He just typed it in chat. That's fine. So yes, definitely make sure to check out the Pearl. We had Kubicek on the show not too long ago. Super duper nice guy. Like really like
And
straight.
charming.
Oh yeah, he's the homie. So definitely support this one. In my opinion, the nicest 40% that will be existing. Price, pretty good. A little bit hard to swallow for a 40%, but still pretty good for what it is. And yeah, make sure to check that out, especially because you can get the PCB and it's got QMK and Bootmapper. Like, that's all. That needs to be all PCBs. That needs to be all PCBs. IMO.
So, Brian,
All right, Huey.
are you wearing pants today?
Do I stand up and just like
I don't know.
surprise Twitch chat?
I was talking to people in Discord earlier, and it's like instead of like Schrodinger's cat, it's like the top clack pants. Are we wearing pants? Are we not wearing pants? No one will ever know until. What a tease!
I thought about it.
What a tease.
A little bit of a tease.
Speaking of our Discord, though, if you haven't joined our Discord, feel free to join our Discord. Link should be below, as well as all of our other cool stuff that we promote. We just had a giveaway recently on our Discord as well, which someone, a very lucky, awesome person, won a set of SA Night King, which was given out by our sponsor, Z Frontier, who is awesome, which I guess I'll do the sponsor plug right now. Z Frontier is kind of a wonderful vendor in China who's been working closely with us for some awesome new projects we have coming out soon. Their goal really is to work on their best to bridge the Eastern and Western communities, and we're hoping we can work together with them to promote, because we want mechanical keyboards to go all around the world and be wonderful all around the world. And my camera just died, so I'm going to switch to another camera because I didn't charge my battery.
Huey, please.
I know.
For those of you that are wondering, Huey's actually not using a webcam right now. He's trying something a little bit different to try to get a better quality. He's using his DSLR as a camera for the live stream, but this tends to happen because
now I'm using my USB microscope.
Oh man, that's fantastic. Huey, please.
I'm sorry, I got to replug
Production value.
I had to replug in my Logitech camera like I always do.
Oh, I did that earlier too. Rough McRuff.
All right, well, I'm back. What did I miss?
Okay, I am back again.
Nothing. We just wrapped up the Pearl, and then Huey asked me if I was wearing pants, which I did not. Are you
wearing pants?
I did not confirm or deny that I'm wearing pants.
Yeah, can you slightly stress the word on one of those?
If I weren't wearing pants right now, it would not be the first Top Clack episode I have done without.
All right, so Quakeums is not wearing pants. Confirmed.
You could let that swirl around in your mind and maybe arouse you slightly.
Well,
It's doing quite the opposite. I'm sorry, Brian.
What? You liar!
Speaking
You're a liar.
speaking of things that do arouse me slightly, our partner is also going to be launching the Fox Lab Time 80 TKL. You might have seen it on Geek Hack. We covered it when it was doing the interest check. We had a lot of very interesting thoughts on this keyboard, but the prototypes have arrived to the the Group Buy runner in China. We're hoping to get a hands-on, hopefully soon. We don't know, but
Word on the street is we will have a sample of this for review. Word on the street.
Word on the street.
Oh, that is detailed.
I actually really like the design. The overall design of this keyboard, I think, is really, really nice. The weight is extreme.
I think the clock is over the top and contributes a lot to the price.
Yes, yes. It is hands down the most intricate weight on a keyboard ever.
They don't need all those gears.
No, there's also a top and bottom weight too. The clock isn't the only weight piece. The strips on the top and bottom, those brass strips, are also separate weights.
Yeah. And there's also strips on either side of the clock as part of that clock, by the looks of it.
Yes. If there's the picture I'm showing right now has all the components laid out, PCB, plates, weights, just without the top and bottom of the case.
Is there a MOQ for this, or?
Probably on the Geek Hack page if someone wants to.
Oh, it's somewhere in there.
Oh,
it is a very nice keyboard.
It's
and
awesome.
They took some amazing pictures. And I love that engraving on the I guess face of the clock.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. The price is supposed to be $458. I'm assuming that's US.
Yeah.
Which is definitely on the expensive side as far as customs go. That at that price, you're starting to compete with LZ boards, which are often well over $400 as well. So obviously, like you had mentioned, Devin, a lot of this price comes from just that sheer, insane, crazy, really intricate clock weight design, which is absolutely gorgeous. But you're paying.
Really, it's just the amount of parts. It's not even the intricacy of it at that point. It's just the amount of parts, because they have the strips on the top and bottom, and then they have the clock. And looking at the layout of it, the clock face and the two strips on the side are also separate parts.
They also have a part on the front as well above the arrow keys where it says time.
Yeah.
That's just
Oh, this is
detail.
I just counted this. If you include the PCB and plate, this is like a 16-piece case. 16-piece keyboard. Minus switches, stabilizers, caps, cables, stuff like that. But yeah, just like the kit itself is 16 pieces. Let that sink in for a little bit.
Amazing.
That's pretty outrageous. But yeah, nonetheless, it's an absolutely beautiful product.
Definitely.
I'm really stoked for us to be able to check it out, hopefully.
Yeah. We're going to get our hands
can
on
do a little,
one of these.
Hopefully
soon. We don't know when. We're just waiting to hear from our partner. But
here's a question for us, though.
Yeah, what's a question for us, Brian?
How well do you think this board is going to sell? Honestly.
Medium.
Do you think at $458 plus shipping, presumably, this is going to sell a lot of units in the West?
I think it has enough hype that it will.
I think I'm saying on Pubsy's 50 to 60.
It's very detailed.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone, but if they have a low enough MOQ, it will meet that.
I mean, says 50 to 60 units. That's
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see it selling that.
I can see that. I think it's less about the board in general and more about, like, do you think people are, like, a lot of people are clamoring to spend $460 some odd $500 on a keyboard kit? That's like the real
Relatively,
question.
no.
That's hard. That's hard to swallow,
Uh,
man.
If you look at the general community, no. But the crowd that buys custom keyboards, I have no idea. They very might well be.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely wish them the best. We definitely support Z Frontier as they support us, and this is definitely a neat product, if nothing else.
Yes.
Hopefully it'll do well.
Moving on to our other news section, that is things unrelated to keyboards or keycaps, but still related to this hobby. First up, our good friend Jay Chan has a permanent store update for KeyClack. I know he's been quite out of the community, quite inactive for quite a while, but it looks like he recently has kind of hopped back on the show. Not the show, but the show that is the community. With some updates of what's happening and updates of what's coming in the soon.
In the soon, that's
in
right.
The soon. So working with Hidden Labs for the ZKW, 1965, some Topra domes. Hopefully next week is when there will be, not next week, next month is when will be their sale. He's working on both 55 gram heavy domes and BKE domes, which are the extra tactile, I believe.
I'm gonna correct you just a little bit here.
Yes, please do.
So I'm actually pretty familiar with what he's doing. The 55 gram domes are kind of on hold right now. That's another project entirely.
Yeah.
The domes he's referring to here are what he's calling right now the BKE redo, which is basically meant to be a replacement / alternative for BKE domes, which if anybody in the community is familiar with them, they are not only hard to find, but when you do find them, they are often extremely expensive. They come in very few keyboards, old video editing keyboards from years and years ago.
Actually, I believe they aren't that old. Like 2011, 2012.
As new as then, but as old as I've seen some for like 98.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, pretty sure there was some from like 10, 15 plus years ago.
And I mean they're from video editing like consoles. They aren't common at all.
It's not like a normal keyboard like for your computer. Like it's actually like a big thing.
Yeah.
So he's doing replacements on those effectively, but for a much more reasonable price.
Wonderful.
I know some people in the community that are paying hundreds of dollars to outfit a single board with BKE domes. Hundreds of dollars.
I tried one out at the Seattle meetup, and then more recently I tried one out at a local Ottawa meetup, it's very tactile.
It's a very interesting and unique experience. It's not 100% for me per se. I tend to prefer the normal Topra a bit more, but I do have the most recent samples of. He's doing a light version of the BKE and a heavier version of the BKE. I think the lighter is slightly more true to the original weight, if I recall, and the heavier is like pretty extreme. I know a lot of people that have gotten the samples of the heavy are saying it's maybe a little too heavy for them.
Too extreme.
So yeah, I'll actually be, maybe even tonight, I'll be putting both of the production samples in my HHKB and comparing them side by side. Unfortunately, I only have one dome of the light bar, and I have 5 of the heavy.
Oh,
I really like the prototype dome that I have in my spacebar right now that'll never see the light of day. I'm really glad I'm like the only person that has one of these. It was one of Jay Chan's.
Is that the one I have too?
It was Jay Chan's first try at the 55 gram.
The one that ended up being like 105, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I have that one too.
Quite heavy.
Yeah, I like that one.
But it's really awesome.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
really, really good. But it's very heavy.
Yes.
But I've been using it in my spacebar. I love it. Love it.
Future updates for his shop, GMK Soulware and Oblivion will be stocked soon. I think he did some sell on Soulware already. Some more Max Keys sets, as well as brass PVD, gold and black 6% plates, and more, lots more. It's going to be launching on Halloween, so hopefully this is a treat and not a trick that we'll be getting from the J-Chan.
Yeah, so that's only 5 days away.
We've been waiting all day to say that.
Really? You were prepared for that?
I was prepared for that.
Yeah, you would be.
Hugh, I think you're looking forward to the wrong things. I mean, as long as you're happy, but
We always want Huey to be happy.
Hey. Halloween is like one of the few days in the year where 3D girls cosplay.
Back to keyboard news.
I think I just died a little inside.
But something really awesome, Cosmatos. The Clack for Alzheimer's charity has kicked off. Top Clack has always been a very fervent supporter of really different charities. Now there was one for Houston recently, as well as other one for Puerto Rico as well, and other tragedies that happen across. But we're really, really happy that there is a charity for Alzheimer's, because Alzheimer's is kind of horrible. Kind of extremely horrible. I mean, not even kind of horrible. It straight up is horrible. Like, I wouldn't even wish Alzheimer's on like my most mortal enemy in the world, because of what it does, which, you know, takes away your memories, which kind of means it takes away your life. Yeah, it's a horrible thing, and I mean, I definitely support it. So there is going to be a really, really cool raffle with lots of cool prizes that you can win if you wanted to able to donate a minimum of $10 to their charity foundation. Make a donation directly to the Alzheimer's Association. And just have a little proof with a little picture and your little timestamp. But yeah, we got things such as a custom Let's Split case by Jollyman, some Rama keycaps from Rama, some $50 gift cards by Zeal, and Wrist Rest, more gift cards from Zap Cable.
There's also some caps from Prime Caps in there. The avocado toast one for all those dang millennials.
All those millennials
who don't want to get a mortgage.
Ooh, the carbon fiber Alps plate though. That'd be a cool thing to win. But it's great.
Check it out.
Yeah,
definitely.
Do the thing.
Please support if you are able to. It is awesome.
You know what else is awesome, Huey?
Sweat, solder, and savings.
This article that was written by yourself, actually. If you guys have been living under a rock and not checking out the Top Clack website, you should move out of that rock and into like a real shelter of some kind, and get onto topclack.com. Where you can,
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know you had a website until now.
Pretty recent.
Yeah, you did.
But I mean, yes, I am a fervent follower of Top Clack and all that they do. Yes.
Attaboy. All right.
Yeah, I wrote
send them
little
all your money.
A little article I wrote recently. It's kind of a little mindset article about just custom keyboards, kind of things that people need to kind of consider when they're thinking about getting into the world of custom mechanical keyboards. Brian's also written another really good article about linears and how they're kind of the redhead stepchild that's adopted in the keyboard world. But yeah, we're gonna have more article content coming out for a lot of people. Someone suggested maybe a podcast with articles. If you want me to like narrate these articles and post an audio version on our Podbean, I could. It'd take me only a few minutes.
That's totally doable. Yeah, that could be a thing.
I'll do that later then. Actually, I'll do it this weekend just for you, not G10. But yeah, check out the article if you can. It's hopefully not too long.
No, it's a proper length. I read through it after you posted it. It's good.
I put pictures in there, and pictures make like everything better. I mean, they're colored too.
Well, I mean, they make it look longer too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So check it out.
When you adjusting your font size to 12.5 pixels.
No, it's all about adjusting your periods to be 13 or 14.
Okay.
That's how you get it.
Oh, right. And your spaces have to be up at like 16-ish?
All right.
Hey,
Maybe let's wait. Let's wait to talk about this till the last. Let's do these other two news topics first.
Let's do a little bit of that thing right there.
There you go.
Yeah, how to use Drive by Man of Interests. Next, even though these have sold out, but Krellbit, who is unfortunately missing today, but that's okay, was doing some spicy meme peddling and working on a group buy at switchmod.net. He made some really awesome Xylent switches, which is when you take a Silent black stem, throw it in a Zelio housing, and then apply a liberal amount of lubricant. The result is a Xylent. He sold them for $1 each and only had 400 for sale. Of course, by the time you're watching this, either live or in the future, it's been sold out. Sold out.
$1 each, really?
Of course.
Yeah.
That's-
Sorry, no,
that's actually-
$1.30 each for the lubed versions, and the unlubed versions were $1 each. My bad, $1.30.
That's actually a pretty fair price considering the price of Zelios and MX Silence.
Yeah, it was a $1.30 and a buck. For the
He's also selling the Zed Sun switches.
yes.
Zed.
Wait,
You
what?
non-American. Z.
Is that-
Sorry.
It's how
Z Sun.
it's how non-Americans say the word the letter Z
Ugh.
as Zed.
Oh, yes, that's right.
So the
Canadian-
correct way.
Not the
Zed's,
Yeah.
Zed,
not the freeway.
hey, Zed Sun sounds weird, all right? Z Sun makes way more sense. See, why do you, instead of saying B, why don't you say bed? Why does Zed, why does
Because it's
Zed get
B.
special treatment?
Zed is Zed. B
No!
is B.
But these, he took the extra parts he had and kind of made more crappier and crappier switches from after the Z Suns. He also had like the like cherry housings with some other switch. He was like, these are trash. The picture for them was like a picture of the switch in a trash bag. For the last one he had. But he's also working on a new keyboard as well. Originally, I don't know if he kept it. Oh, he didn't do the other render. But originally, this was like the Penis 65 because when he did the original render,
God, I remember that.
he put the word penis on it just right there. So it kind of has that name, and it's going to be a gasket-mounted case, interestingly enough. But I'm excited to see where this takes off for him. He's working with Heine Bush, who works at Cartel.
Yep, and he's in chat actually.
He is in chat. Hi, Heine Bush.
Popular renderer.
Yes. And he's updates on, GMK Wattster and the Mech 27 / TGR Jane polycarb plate.
Yep.
Things like that. Check him out. He's a pretty cool guy. The Type 0 lube is a thing.
Yeah, I'm waiting for more information on that.
Hopefully.
That's going to be good for the community. I mean, we need that to happen sooner.
Definitely. Okay.
People will be able to lube like 2 full keyboards for like $5, which is cheaper than like any other lube on the market.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Next is an update from our partner Novel Keys about the Big Switch, which is big. And
I've been keeping
Switch
an eye
Lite.
on that.
Oh man.
Yeah, we all have. It's pretty sweet.
Fun fact, I will be getting one of these in the near future, and for awesome reasons you guys will see in video format. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Will you have it at NorCal?
I can bring. I'll have it before NorCal, so probably.
Okay,
I can bring it.
Yeah, definitely. I want to see it.
Okay.
Also, I'll be at NorCal, by the way.
Yes, more people.
Yay!
Don't forget to RSVP if you haven't. I'll post all that stuff later.
I think I have.
I can check too.
You better have.
Yeah, so it's going to be really exciting. Oh, I'm getting it tomorrow. Thanks, Mike. He's in chat.
Perfect.
Novel Keys is in chat. Awesome. They're also going to include a keycap, which is going to be the same color as a giant keycap. I want to say, like,
Oh, yeah.
for scale, that's probably like a Rubik's cube sized keycap, if not bigger.
Yeah, no, it's large. It's large and in charge.
It's Brian sized.
Yeah, so this will. Yeah, I'll order. I'll order 61 of these or whatever, and I'll make a keyboard and I'll dance on it.
Will roll on the
You
keyboard.
better.
I could not afford 60 of these. These are going to be $30 a piece according to this post.
Just take a loan.
Well, actually,
Take one out.
yeah, actually, Devin, Mike of Novel Keys, he'll actually be at the meetup as well, and he's also going to be bringing more samples of the Big Switch.
Perfect.
So everyone will get to play with them who's coming to the meetup. But back to his update. He has an update on the Navy and Jade switches. It's going to be a slight delay. Unfortunately, the time frame is looking a bit closer to the end of November as opposed to the beginning, which we were originally hoping for. They want to, do some extra QC, which is always great for the community. We want good products coming out of good manufacturers. They're working on the Jade Switch. For those of you who might not know, the Jade Switch is similar to the Navy box Navy Switch, which has the thicker click bar, which adds a nice tactility, except the spring will be the lighter version, the same as the box white Switch, which I have over here, which I need to desolder and prep for either the Jade or the Navies in the future. Ha ha ha.
Oh, man. Yeah, I wonder...
He's already opened up the pre-orders for box Navies, and I've been told the box Navy pre-orders is going well. And if you yourself want to get a pre-order, you should use a promo code. Brian, which promo code should they use?
So there's only one promo code you should be using, obviously.
The right
Top Clack. 2 words. Top Clack. Just Top Clack. That's your promo code. Should get you 5% off your whole order.
Of any order
which is
on
awesome.
any order on the site.
As far as I'm aware, yes.
Yes.
So that's what you guys should be using there.
So-
Definitely make sure to go order switches.
Does this apply to any pre-orders they have?
That's a very good question.
It's a very good question. I think it does.
Hopefully
Hopefully Mike and chat will
hopefully Mike
chime
and
in.
chat can catch that and answer that. But you can always try. You can
He
always
says
give the old
any
college try.
order.
Any order. All right.
Awesome. There you go.
That's fantastic.
So make sure you're using and abusing that coupon code TopClack. Keep it in the community though. Don't post that around on Reddit or anything. That's just for the TopClack people.
Yeah, just for you guys who
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can be part of this exclusive club
who uses
this-
Top Clock as the
of this
Coupon
amazing publicly streamed live stream.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to these box Jades though because I really do appreciate the navies, but I think for a lot of people they're probably going to be a little too intense. They are awesome, but because of the heavier spring and the really really intense robust tactility, it's a bit hard of a press for people that typically prefer lighter switches like 62 grams Helios or browns, reds, blues, what have you. So the Jade being another option, I think is really good. He was a little bit worried at the beginning about the return. The spring might not be strong enough to return the switch because of how intense the tactility is. So
Yeah.
that's one of the things they're working on right now is making sure they can hit that minimum spec of 50 million clicks or whatever their hopeful spec is. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll have more information on that soon, and then you can get the box Jades. Because I honestly think the Jades will be more popular than the Navies.
Yeah, the lighter weight. As long as they can, make sure it really, really works really well and can meet the 50 million. That's a big part that I know Mike let us know that Kale was a bit worried about. So that's why it's taking a little bit of extra time because they want to do the extra testing to make sure they send out a good Switch, which I'm okay with.
That's a very good waiting. That's the kind of stuff you want to wait for.
Yes, that's the kind of update you want to hear from a group buy. Like, we want to make sure
Yeah.
it's good, so can you wait a little bit longer? Oh, if that's what you're doing, yes. Thank you for letting us know.
Again, that comes back to our first talking point.
Yep.
What makes a group buy successful?
So this is going well. Check out Novel Keys though. Brian, do you have the little thing you say?
Probably as soon as I find it.
Yeah, we're so prepared,
Well.
guys.
Oh well, I know. I was like, I know. Anyways, I'll just wing it. So guys, Novel Keys is a super awesome vendor, relatively new in the community, but he's been definitely making a name for himself, stocking tons and tons and tons of switches and testers and things of the like.
Mhm.
And he's a super duper nice guy. He came out of the Seattle meetup. He's got great facial hair. That's why you want to buy him.
I
The
probably met him, but I don't remember him at all.
That's really unfortunate because
Yeah.
but you make sure you meet him at the NorCal meetup and say hi because he really is a super genuine nice guy, and he's doing great work. All these switches and stuff, especially with how Kale's just been booming lately. He's really taking advantage of that and doing a lot of somewhat exclusive stuff to him, and it's been going super well. And we're very happy to have him as a partner. And once again, promo code TopClack on that site, 5% off. your
I
order.
actually have one news topic that we should add right now, and you'll understand why as I'm typing it in. Watch.
Oh, okay. Got me a little curious.
Oh no.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, right?
Sure.
Like check this out, guys. If the
I don't
page takes a while to load because the
you
server's
haven't.
not in this country. surprisingly. Crazy. But yeah, Top Clack, our partner Z Frontier, started putting some Top Clack translated content out there. I mean, I can't read the comments. I don't know if these people commenting actually like us or not, but they can now watch some of our content.
I was talking to Steven, the Z Frontier CEO, and that was one of the first things I asked him when he posted this link. I was like, how are people in the comments taking it? Like, are they liking this kind of content? He's like, yeah, they really like it. Like, they call you this character, and like it means guru. And we're like, yeah, like we feel special now. And like I Google translated some of it, which obviously is almost never the way to do something because it's terrible. But like the general theme seemed pretty positive, and they liked our honesty and unbiased opinions, and the fact that we were just shoveling information out to the public. So they seem to be a pretty big fan of that, which is great.
Yeah. So one thing
Foreign Big Brother seems to cherry linear access evaluation is not high.
That's true. I was saying that Cherry MX Red switches were not as good as some of the other alternates on the market. Because when they say access or like access shaft, like that's a switch.
Yeah, so, then satellite is the stabilizers.
Yeah.
Is that what? Oh.
So
man, that translation.
So I do want to say that at the moment, because it's bit resource intensive to sub a full 2-hour Top Clack episode. For now, they're just doing small snippets of our episodes. Like this one's only 2 minutes 44 seconds. They've done another one previously that was 3-ish or so minutes. So there's been just taking things. I just want to show you guys real quick this little intro. This intro is better than my intro, honestly.
Is there a Chinese equivalent of 4Kids?
I don't know, but
because we could get them to dub it.
Look at this intro, guys.
I saw lol, ouch, and
like, holy crap! The intro is way
oh
better
my god!
than my intro.
The music is really cool too. And Steven was telling me that you see 666 a lot. Like that was part of that intro, and like in comments and stuff, you'll see that. And apparently, where they are, it means very cool.
They're like Chinese memes, basically.
Which is really interesting because 666 is kind of quite different out here, but apparently that means very cool out there, and I was like, oh, all right.
I just love their emoji faces that they use.
By the way, for any of the Chinese fans watching, or just anyone in general, you can totally call me Foreign Big Brother, and that'll make me so happy. That is a nickname I am very cool with. Very 666.
But yeah, we like to, big thanks to our sponsor Z Frontier for helping us reach a new audience, and we hope our new audience enjoys it just as much as our current audience. Even though most of you guys, unfortunately, probably can't understand us too well, but Z Frontier will be helping with some of those translations for those of you who can't, and those of you who can in Chinese can understand us. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your support.
Most definitely. All right, Huey, tell us a little bit about what's going on with the NorCal meetup.
NorCal meetup. I can announce some sponsors.
Ooh,
yeah, it's pretty.
This is news for me too.
So we have quite a few sponsors, not too many, but not too few. These sponsors have financially contributed to the success of the meetup, as this meetup does take some financial resources, like the great food trucks we're having. We're having 3 food trucks, by the way, in case people haven't had it shoved down their throats by me enough. A KBBQ food truck, a waffles and chicken, but in my opinion, pancakes and chicken food truck, and a Mexican food truck. It's going to be great. But those are possible, and all the other things we're doing thanks to these sponsors who are all as well contributing giveaway items. Big shout out to WASD Keyboards, first of all, since WASD Keyboards they're ones who used to always host all my NorCal meetups. So let's do a super, super big shout out to WASD Keyboards. Thank you so much. They're going to have a lot of cool giveaway items. They're doing each of their keyboards, the full size, the TKL, and the 60%, all with Zelio switches, I believe, that they'll be raffling out.
Nice.
Yeah, they have versions with Zelio switches, and I think they're also going to be raffling out like two to five of their key sets. So that's really, really good on them. I'm just gonna
Really cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna run
Well,
through the.
I'm not a fan of their key sets, but I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
that they're
it's still very
doing that.
fantastic.
So
Yeah,
So they're
it's
the
great for
only ones
community.
I can really confirm on the giveaway items for now. But by Saturday, I'll have a website link up on Top Clack's site, which will have all the sponsors and all the confirmed raffle items. But a real quick rundown: we also have Tiny of Tiny Makes Things, popular streamer who also makes wonderful, cute little artisans. She's amazing.
Streams all the time.
Yeah.
Fantastic community
Yeah,
too.
she's supporting us. Keyboardio is also supporting us. Datamancer, Kale themselves is supporting us. Max Keyboards, of course, Mike at Novel Keys, Zeal is supporting us, and Zeal will also be at the meetup as well, flying all the way from Canada. Input Club, of course, as they are my co-organizers. Hungerworks Studios is also sponsoring this meetup. Cherry themselves, Cherry's actually possibly going to be sending some Germans from Germany to all the way to NorCal to talk to us about Cherry switches and whatnot.
That to me, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Like Cherry and Kale too, right?
Yeah.
Kale and Cherry are both supposedly sending representatives to the meetup.
I know we
Okay.
can't. I know we can't, but could we get them to arm wrestle? I'm not done yet. We also have Monoprice.
I wonder.
Monoprice is also supporting the meetup. Thank you so much, Monoprice. I can't confirm what the giveaway item is. Right, I can tease it. Right, I can tease it. Sorry, Andrew.
Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't. I don't know.
You know what it is, and you're just like, it's so.
I know what
right?
it is. It's really cool. Yeah.
Right.
Auto Price is going huge for this meetup.
Yeah. And the last sponsor who has signed up so far is Massdrop as well. Will be also sponsoring the meetup. We'll have much more information.
It's being hosted by Nest, correct?
Yes, being hosted by Nest. So big shout out to Nest. Big shout out to user Yuppie who helped us so much secure this venue. It's gonna be a really, really, really exciting meetup. I checked out the venue 2-3 weeks ago, some weeks ago, when I was visiting Input Club as well. It was really, really fun. It was really big area, big outdoor area and big indoor area as well. We're basically meeting in like their cafeteria, so there's all the tables already set up. I was kind of joking, like, could we use like your food displays for keyboards and like turn like the lights on, so instead of like showing off like food, be showing off a keyboard.
Put them under like some heat lamps that are supposed to like keep your GMK warm.
Google Security will be there securing the meetup. Devin won't be for the rest of this episode possibly unless his internet recovers.
Sad panda. Yeah, Devin did warn us beforehand that if his roommate used the microwave, which might be too close to the router, it would kick his internet off. So that clearly might have happened.
Guys, look, I was so prepared. I had a second stream ready for if this happens.
Oh wow! I just
almost
watched that
completely
transition on stream.
Yeah.
That is the most prepared I've ever seen you in my life.
It's not even like a perfect thing because I can still see the icons in the bottom. But I mean,
oh no, it's still that was still really seamless. That was good. Heat Loss says, Quakeum's nice mouth. Because my mouth was like
the whole screen for a second. But yeah, the meetup is going to be really, really exciting. If you haven't RSVP'd, please do. We also have a Discord for the meetup, which I will post to Reno, the Discord for the meetup. This is just to talk to people for the meetup, as well as if you need a ride, to get a ride. If you're still looking for someone to Airbnb with, hopefully you can find someone to Airbnb with. I'm Airbnb with people I talk to in this channel.
Oh,
hello. I'm on my phone.
Welcome back.
Did your roommate stop using the microwave?
I'm not sure what just happened, but my Wi-Fi died. I'm on Wi-Fi on my phone, but on my computer it's no bueno.
That's unfortunate, and that's why I do not use Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I don't really have the option of running cables.
Fair
well,
enough.
hey, hello. I can
Welcome,
still talk. Hope my
welcome
mic is...
back. Yes, welcome back in some capacity.
People are saying to turn your phone sideways. And while you do that, if you're joining the Discord for the meetup, check on the general channel's pinned messages, and that will be the current link to what the current Reddit posts for the meetup. And at that current Reddit post, you can also find the RSVP link if you have not RSVP'd. We highly recommend you RSVP. It'll help us communicate with with Nest, the venue, how many people to expect. We're at over 350 confirmed RSVPs at this moment. Over 350. That's going to be
Massive.
a lot of people attending, and that's not counting the people from Nest and Google who've been advertising it internally, who might be attending as well this meetup.
Yeah, this is gonna be nuts. For reference, anyone that attended the Seattle meetup, which was also quite large, was still only 224 people. Like, that was our final main head count. So this is the NorCal meetup's gonna be insane.
It's gonna be popping. And you know what's gonna be insane about the meetup? You can catch a live in-person Top Clack episode featuring Brian and myself. I don't know how we're gonna do this. To be perfectly honest, we have not prepared anything at all, as Top Clack always is.
But we will. We will.
We'll be awesome. We'll be matching Top Clack shirts possibly.
Yeah, we'll get really close and we'll get cheek to cheek and we'll talk and it'll be really romantic.
For the people who just are really confused, we'll even have name tags. I'll have one that's just not Brian.
He'll have a Quakeum's name tag. I'll have the man of interest namesake, and it'll be a great time. And people will be like, I always thought it was the other way around. And we're
should just come with a Bektor name tag.
Oh, we should. Both of us should. Fantastic.
But
anyways, let's move on a little bit here.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Looks like my internet has stabilized.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
We have
good stuff.
Another sponsor spot as well as we move on to our good friends at Input Club. A lot of you have ordered their K-Type, which is shipping early. Great for you.
Actually.
But just want to do an announcement for Input Club. They told Massdrop not to ship it early because the configurator isn't ready yet. So you're having issues on Linux or OS X. A fix will be coming very, very soon.
And people have received them.
Are starting to receive them today. But their configurator isn't done yet. They told Massdrop our configurator isn't done. If you ship them out now, some people won't have full usability with their keyboards. So I just want to say, they're working on the fixes. Please sit tight, and they will also deliver very quickly. Input Club is working awesomely on the new SA Lime group buy, also produced by Max Keys. And of course, they had their Kickstarter for the White Fox and Night Fox, which you can pre-order on their site. Really cool looking keyboards. That Night Fox. I'm hoping Brian and I can get samples, each of us as well, for us to do some awesome build Streamerino things, because they did say it would be pre-built if we got the samples from them, but they're kind of wanting us possibly to take them apart, maybe hit up some awesome novel key switches, throw them in there and do our own little review shindig. Still working on that with them. But those are some pretty awesome keyboards they're working on. They're working on a new Switch as well, which I can't share details about. They can't share details about, but soon. TM. Soon.
Make sure you check out that link I just posted in the chat, kono.store. That's where you can find all the Input Club stuff going on. They got the White Fox, you got the SA Lime group buy going on. They got apparel there, including Top Clack shirts.
Speaking of though, we do have more announcements to make. Last week we did announce they were a bit delayed. They still are delayed for at least another week, unfortunately. So our main Input Club contact for the t-shirts, he is currently in China working really hard doing things that you do in China, wink wink. So as soon as he gets back to the US, hopefully by the end of the weekend, he will really quickly resolve our t-shirt issues. So anyone who's ordered a t-shirt, you'll be getting yours soon after that, I believe. Just wanting to let everyone know we apologize so much for this delay. But it's the first buy we have. Hopefully all the future ones will run very smooth.
It won't be much longer. One way or another, it will not be much longer.
Yes. So very soon it'll be a nice heather gray Top Clack tee. If you haven't ordered yours yet, feel free to grab a pre-order if you can. Every little bit does support our show directly, which is very wonderful. We'll have some at the meetup to give away, actually. confirmed.
Will you have any at the meetup that I can get guaranteed for a price?
So I guess a small meetup thing. Per the meetup rules, no financial transactions may happen at
Okay.
the meetup itself. I can't speak for anything that happens before or after the meetup.
Or just outside the meetup?
Just gonna shrug my shoulders as
It's
an organizer.
Gotta
Neither-
follow the rules of Nestor. and
Confirm
everyone
nor
else.
deny. All right.
We will get that figured out at some point,
Yes,
though.
yes.
We're not. Yeah.
So we're gonna start our little Q&A shindig. If you have any questions for Brian, myself, or Devin here, feel free to throw us your questions. But as we wait for your questions to roll in, since it's been a cool minute, Devin, let's do a little refresher. What are your favorite switches?
That I've tried my lubed, stickered, and spring swamped Gateron Blacks. It's 67 gram. I have those in my prototype Mech 27 TKL V1.
Okay.
Other than that, hate to say it, but I sound like a shill.
Don't
I
say
love pandas. I love them.
it, boy. He did it. That's okay. Yes, pandas are good.
I don't have any left to sell, so
Yeah, which sucks. 'Cause I actually need to buy some now.
yeah, I believe is it Meki is selling them
Oh, really?
alongside One Up keyboards as well.
Most interesting.
So,
Okay.
I guess it's been a year, so I definitely have to refresh this question. Has your opinion changed between pancakes or waffles?
Still waffles.
Still wrong.
Are you kidding me? They have little pockets that can hold the wonderful maple syrup.
The whole concept of a pancake can hold maple syrup.
No. You see, pancakes soak them up and get soggy.
Why are you eating them
Waffles?
slow enough for them to go soggy? That's your fault. That's not the pancake's fault. That's your
Pancakes
fault.
by nature are porous.
Yeah, it's like a
by
sponge.
nature.
Goodness.
Exactly.
You put
A
absorbs butter and syrup. And
A
like,
waffle has these nice pockets, and they have a crispy outside and then a nice and fluffy inside. To make it even more Canadian, my family owns a sugar shack, so we make maple syrup.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
That's the most Canadian
it's
thing.
really good maple syrup.
I'll be the judge of that.
I swear. Buy it.
Where's our top clack syrup sample, please?
Is my mic still dead? People are saying my mic died.
You cut out briefly, but you're fine now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sound great now. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Now I'm okay.
We'll have to
Okay.
figure it out later.
Thanks, guys.
All right. So anyone, do we actually have questions in chat?
Yeah, I'll
What-
take
this is
questions.
our-
Okay,
this is our
Megaforce. I promise by next episode I will have some sort of donation alert, but I probably won't have written message alerts because I fear what you're gonna do with them.
Oh,
I will have at least a little thing that says donated from Megaforce.
or maybe if we could have some form of top clack authentication or something where we can see and approve the message before it comes on screen, even in the background, so like we can. Because I mean, I often have time
Not
to deal
doing
with
the
stuff.
text to speech for $10 because you would pay that $10 for stuff.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Well, but we will try to get something of that sort going on because I know a lot of people have actually been asking for that, which is cool because that means a lot of people probably want to donate because that's really helpful at Top Clack. But yeah, no, I get it. Like I used to watch a lot of streams too. Like I want.
Someone just asked, what are Payway is great. Just asked, what are the effects of stickering your switches? In theory, it decreases wobble between the top and bottom. In practice, absolutely nothing.
That's been my experience as well.
Yep.
Melodit earlier asks, since neither of you are QMK fans, what is your go-to 60% PCB? Awesome question. I really like just the simple PS2 AVRGB ones that support Bootmapper client. Sometimes they have RGB underglow, sometimes they don't. You can usually find them either on Taobao or AliExpress for like
Oh, the B fakes.
less. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
They also go by the name B-Fake. Yeah, I like those because they're inexpensive. They do exactly what I want them to.
Yeah.
Um, then you also have stuff like GH60 is not that bad. That's pretty
Well,
good.
I mean that's QMK though, isn't it?
That's well TMK. TM the Satan
Yeah,
is
it's
GH60. I don't know what the original one is. Probably QMK or something. But yeah, the PS2 AVRGB, just any kind of B fake or comparable which supports Bootmapper client is pretty much my go-to. Um, there there might be someone releasing PCBs of that nature for a very fair price in the near future. I will not say anything more than that right now, but
that's
they,
always exciting.
yes, there might be good affordable PCBs on the market coming very soon. Because like honestly, like there aren't really a ton.
Yeah.
Like they're really not. Like sometimes you can go find a GH60 or a GH60. Sometimes you can go find, the PS2 AVRGB. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can't find them. So it's just like you kind of just like it's like whatever's available at the time. But it'd be nice to have something a bit more
Mhm.
consistent. All right.
Yeah, I've noticed that issue just in the keyboards just in general. A lot of things are low quantity, so they'll
Yeah.
run out of stock pretty quick.
Yeah, and like sometimes you can find I think it's One Up Keyboards stock some of Mechanics Gone Nerd 60s, I think is what they're called.
Yes.
Those seem pretty awesome too. They look great, but they're kind of expensive. I mean,
Mhm.
if I'm being totally honest, I can get two B fakes for the price of one Nerd 60. And to me, like that's value. I need like that's me. I need that value.
Yep.
So there is that. But yeah, definitely things going on.
Yeah. I guess any questions about the Mech 27 I'd take as well.
Yeah. Any questions in chat? Wow, like usually I cannot keep up with the questions in chat.
Someone says a year ago, managed to said I was working on an acrylic half plate. What happened to that? At the moment, it's fallen through. I'm probably gonna pick that up again after the NorCal meetup with someone else. To be honest, I haven't decided. I might be working with Josh, the same individual who made Brian's really awesome acrylic plate. If you guys haven't checked that out, which
Yeah, this is the new one, by the way, that actually will support stabilizers.
show me your face.
So I got a little top clack logo here, then a little emoji of me there.
Right, Brian.
Should be
by
pretty
win.
good. What?
Group by win. Top clack acrylic 60. Well, now
Are we gonna talk about that?
someday
That maybe it's coming.
maybe it's coming.
Maybe it's coming. Maybe it's coming sooner than you think.
Yeah, maybe
And
Brian and
maybe
I are
it's
being
gonna be-
productive.
Yeah, maybe it's coming sooner than you think. Maybe it's going to be a lot more affordable than you think. Maybe it's going to be a lot more awesome than you think.
All right, so there are some questions now.
Yes. Let's go.
Price on the Mech 27, $400 plus shipping. Might go up or down. Hopefully down a tiny bit, but 400 is a ballpark. Chances of a 60% with a Maple Leaf. I don't know. Sometime, maybe. Like that's in the future. I'm planning a 75% after this. Does it come with a bottle of syrup? No.
Do you have any pics of the blue gray that you're going to be using?
I do not. There is no blue gray. There's navy blue. And I do not have a picture of it yet.
I'm going to get to an earlier question.
Yes.
A couple of them even that Devin so rudely skipped.
Oh,
This is why I do the Q&A, Devin, because I look through all of the chat. Damn it, this is my job. Just kidding, I love you, but seriously, I love you. So, Bug Whisperer earlier asks, wait for Duck Jetfire or wait for Revo Samoyed?
Obviously the Samoya chips, the Samoya cookies from Girl Scouts, right? The one he's talking about?
I'm thinking more the
Samoa?
the dog breed.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's spelled the same way as the dog breed.
Oh, then the duck.
Yeah, the cloud boys.
I think Revo stuff tends to look better than duck stuff, so I would go with the Revo.
Yeah.
That's my personal.
I have no opinion on those. I only spend my money on prototypes now.
Or you could buy a Mech 27.
Yeah, buy Mech 27.
Well, enter for the raffle, because as far as I'm aware, you can't. It's not first come first served,
No.
right? Okay.
It's raffle style. That may change if there's enough demand for it being first come first serve, but I think raffle is the best way to make it as fair as I can.
Gotcha. OG Master Keith asks, side question, when is the January Seattle meetup? Trying to call it off. I don't have an actual date for that anymore because I don't do like any of the organizing for the Seattle meetup anymore. So you'll want to hit up B-Randon, like Brandon.
Is it hyphen or
B-R-A.
underscore?
It's a hyphen.
Hyphens, yeah.
Yeah. You want to hit up B-RANDEN on Reddit. He's the one that does all the primary organizing for it now. Or you can hit me up sometime and give me your the email address. Yes, so I can invite you to my Seattle Slack where you can learn all about the meetups there, and you can talk to Brandon directly.
Oh right, I forgot you're the owner of that.
Yes.
Completely forgot.
Well, you seem to forget a lot about me. That's okay.
Well, I mean, you forgot about me at the meetup. You were a little confused when I hugged you.
You aggressively hugged me from behind?
No. I said, "Hey,
Someone...
Brian," and you said, "Oh, hey, 27," and then I hugged you.
I mean, he
you
remembered you. He said, "Hey, 27."
I
know.
God, don't hate.
Appreciate.
My heart was broken.
Okay.
Whatever, man.
What's the next question?
Trying to go through this.
I see. What do you think the resale price of recently delivered group buy custom keycaps should be at?
Glad you repeat. We're willing to buy them for really is the honest
Yeah.
Now, at this point, you're just arguing what is street price.
Yeah.
Like what does street price mean to a product?
Yeah, I think Kemba
It depends on
answered
the
that
set.
pretty well. Depends on the set. Yeah.
It really does, because I mean, for example, GMK Triumph Adler. Originally, the street value after the group buy was like $100 to $110, super cheap. Because so many of them were produced. While originally my GMK Royal Alpha, until round 2 came along, the street value was like $350, easy. So
Yeah,
it just
it's
depends. Depends on how popular, how poppin' a set is.
Yeah, things fall in and out of style all the time.
And also depends if round 2 is coming around. Can also change the price of a set.
Yeah.
Yep. Omega Supreme asks, since you're producing the Mech 27 V2 in Canada, did it drive up the cost a lot?
Yes, a lot.
Yeah.
The prototype especially. The Chinese prototype was, I think it was $800 shipped. This time it's $1,005.70 for just the top and bottom instead of top, bottom, and plate. So even just prototyping is higher.
Yeah, savage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Melodit asks us, well, if no one else is asking questions, what do you all plan on going with for the Thick Clicks, Navy or Jade? By the way, don't say Thick Clicks anymore. Box Navy, box Jade.
It's official.
I told Mike this too. He should have never said that ever. Thick Click should never have been a thing. Anyways, I will probably use whatever Mike decides he wants to send me.
Same. I'll be using them on my Fiel.
Yeah, I think we're getting navies, because those will come first,
yes.
And then maybe I'll buy some Jades later on or something. We'll see what happens. Invisibility is asking how much is shipping. I assume he means on the Mech 27 TK.
it'll be generated at, well, not generated, sorry, calculated at checkout, but to the US it could be like $40. International, it could get up to 100. It really depends. I'm gonna do my best to lower it as much as I can, though.
Heat Loss says for 400 no syrup. That's not right.
Syrup is like another 20 on top of that.
Well, maybe you just slide a little like packet in the in the box. You should have in your phone packaging, you should have a cutout for a bottle of syrup. Even if you don't put syrup in there, just so people know that's what it's for. That'd be hilarious. Oh wow, Baby Feet's asking the real questions. Maple anodization win.
Sorry?
That'd be cool.
Sorry, I said it wrong. Sorry,
Sorry about that, mate.
What are you talking about there, bud? Maple anodizing?
I would use a board that is just, hard coated in maple, like amber.
Crystallized maple syrup.
That'd be
all
awesome.
around it.
Ooh.
Awesome. Heat Loss asked me a very important question. Are you wearing pants for once? I kind of went over that earlier. We don't know. I did mention that if I were not wearing pants, it wouldn't be the first episode of Top Clack where I did not have pants. So I'll leave it at that. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm.
What is a sugar shack? It's a shack where they boil the sap.
It's a shack made of sugar.
It's literally a giant sap hot tub. And it just reduces down into maple syrup. And depending on the time, it's changes the grade of the maple syrup.
What do they call grade B now? It's like
grade A amber. They're all grade A. It's grade A.
No,
isn't it?
It's it used to be grade A light, grade A dark, then grade B. Grade B is now called dark amber.
Wow.
It's called grade A dark amber now, right?
I don't believe it's called grade A. I believe it's just referring to the color of them now.
Mm-hmm.
Why change?
Great, because grade B was always my favorite.
Grade B is always the best. They usually recommended it for like cooking though.
Yeah, it's not as sweet. I don't really like really sweet.
No,
things.
it's thicker though. It's thicker.
Well, we know how you like it thick.
Yep.
No comment. No comment.
J-Chan says, I heard 27 is mailing me a Mech 27.
That's so nice.
Wow.
He told me the same thing, J-Chan. He told me the same thing. He's like, I'm going to send you at least 3 of these. And I'm like, really? 3? That's a lot. Yeah. Devin's just not that nice of a guy.
No, I'm sorry, guys. I'm selfish.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Nighthawk205 asks, any recommended bee fake sellers on AliExpress? If I knew them off the top of my head, I totally would.
KBD fans?
Yeah, KBD fans is always a good one. Is it Senin32? I don't know if he still has them.
I think
he was a really popular eBay AliExpress seller. He has his own store now, doyo.studio or something.
Mm-hmm.
He might have something. I'm gonna take a brief look now, even though I shouldn't yet at the moment. But okay, I actually don't even see TCGs. Oh wait. Yeah, no, none of those on Senin's site. At least.
Do we have any more questions, Brian?
Oh, probably. Yeah, hold on. I'm almost caught up. Everyone's just saying thick click. They know it triggers me. Mike Baby Feet says Mike totally said thick click again. He said it like once, man. He said it like one time in a post.
You sound a little distressed there, Brian.
Yeah, cause it's a meme name. I don't like most memes.
I like J-Chan's question here. Why does Huey look 8 years older? Why do you look 8 years older, Huey?
I don't wear glasses anymore, so I can't hide the giant bags under my eyes. So I just look old and tired and miserable all the time.
So life happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out you get older as you live.
Oh man, I wish. Yeah.
Cursor TN asks, since you're not shipping from China, when do you plan on delivering, Devin?
Well, the packaging is still coming from China, so that would take at least a month and a half. I'd say lead time for the group buy would be 2 to 3 months. That's just a rough estimate.
I just want to say I really like this comment. Brian hates thick clicks as much as Huey hates 2U shifts. Probably true.
Yep. All right, I think we are caught up, which is good because we just cracked the 2-hour mark. And
Oh,
that's...
which PCB for the Mech 27?
I'm not sure right now. That's one of the few things that are preventing me from going into group buy right now. I'm waiting to hear back from Ken about the TX87, and if that doesn't work out, I'll go with the TGR again. So yeah.
Oakley
Awesome.
Dokley.
One final question. This just because this is something we should have possibly asked before, anyways. Master Wonder asks 27. What's the significance of that number?
Oh boy, it's back when I was 10, I got an Xbox 360, and I had friends, unlike now. And we played a lot of Call of Duty, enough so that we made a clan, and it was called like 27 Pandas, something like that.
Is
and
that how Inver Pandas got named too?
No, it isn't.
Oh, okay.
That was just because it was black and white. I didn't remember it until afterwards. But yeah, and I just kept going with the name.
Yep, that'll do it.
Yeah.
All right. My name is also because of Call of Duty. I'd be interested to see how many people's Reddit usernames stem from Call of Duty.
Oh, probably so many.
Probably more than you think.
It used to be the game to play.
Yeah. Oh, I remember 2007, man. Call of Duty. What was it? Modern Warfare. The first one came out.
Was that 2007?
Yeah, that was 2007. I remember.
Wow.
That's also when I got an Xbox 360.
I got mine just before Modern Warfare 2, so a couple years after that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was all about Call of Duty 4, man. That game was baller. I remember one time I put like a 37-hour session in that game.
Damn.
Yeah, like basically, I remember I woke up and I played for like a few hours and like I went to work, but I got off work right away, like just so I can come home and play, and then like I just played like until like the next day. Yeah, that's good times, man.
So last year I was going to school, and then I dropped out in November because I didn't like my program, moved back home, and I didn't have a job for about a month and a half. And when did Breath of the Wild come out? Was that
not even a year ago?
I'm looking up when it came out. March. That was in March.
7 months
so
ago.
I was working by then, but I remember I booked off the day it came out and the day after, and I stayed up for 36 hours playing it on my Wii U.
Wow, nice.
That's hardcore, man. That's hardcore.
Yeah, I have regrets.
No regrets, all right.
If there are any last questions, feel free to start throwing them in chat. We're going to start wrapping this up very shortly, but I will be posting some normal spam links like joining us or subscribing to us on YouTube if you haven't yet.
Yes.
We're going to be posting more content. I should actually have a review out this weekend on the keyboard I'm typing on right now. We also have Top Clack t-shirts available for you to get if you want to support Top Clack, which would be awesome. Slight delay, but hopefully very, very soon. If you'd like to hang out with us more, we're always active on our Discord channel, the official Top Clack Discord. I know a lot of you are already in so many channels, but if you want to ever find out more Top Clack information or contact us, our Discord is still going to be the best place. We also have a website for people like Devin who don't know, topclack.com.
Oh, wow.
Which is
what
pretty,
a
pretty easy to
revelation.
remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
should be pretty easy to remember. If you like our content but only want to listen to the audio or download it, we also have a Podbean. Looks like we'll also be making audio versions of our articles as well in the very, very near future with our wonderful new microphones. And if you want to support us even more, we're going to have Patreon rewards starting in, if not next week, probably right after the NorCal meetup TBD. But every little bit does help us with either getting new equipment like our microphones or my capture card for my camera before it died because I didn't charge my battery, or keyboards or giveaways. We should have another one soon.
Yeah. Another reason to join our Discord. We just had a Discord-only giveaway.
Yeah,
So,
we did.
Why was I not told that you have a Discord?
Because you obviously don't watch Top Clack.
Yeah.
We've only been spamming it for the last, 5 episodes.
I'm sorry. I go to school now.
There's VODs, my friend. VODs.
You think I watch this? in my spare time?
YouTube.com/c/Top-Clack. I should totally just rip a shirt one of these episodes. Yes, anyways, we already put all those links in there. Good stuff. A lot of that stuff, pretty much all of it, you should be able to find under our stream as well. Also, if Huey didn't mention this, but for a few episodes now, we've had our Twitch affiliate. So you can actually subscribe to us on Twitch now, if you haven't noticed. We do have a lot of subscribers in chat. Thank you all so much. Even a few people resubbed today.
Yeah, shout out to the people, the 4 or 5, I think, people who resubbed today. I know Mago Jesus. Who else? Mega Beef.
There's
a few. I'm sorry if I forgot you. But yeah, thank you so much for subbing us on Twitch. If you guys have Twitch Prime, because you also have Amazon Prime, which gives you a month of Twitch Prime every single month, and you don't know where to throw that money, you can feel free to throw it our way if you want to support.
Yeah, if it's just sitting in limbo, we'll probably make better use of it. Just say it. Totally honest. Because it'll usually go back in form of giveaway and better content production quality and stuff like that. So
but yeah, look out for more content soon. Like I said, I will have a actual video keyboard review out by the end of this weekend. So kind of meetup information out this weekend. Brian's always working on more stuff as well. Devin, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
I had a great time.
To everyone, have a wonderful night. We'll see you next week on Top Clack, 6 p.m. every Thursday. Stay classy, world. And let's roll the intro again.
We need an outro.
Bye, everyone.